What's up guys, welcome to day 17 of my challenge. If you're new to the channel, I've challenged myself to cycle 36 kilometers a day for 36 days leading up to my 36th birthday. If you've been following the channel the whole time, you should know that the channel won't just be me cycling around on this challenge. I have plans to do reviews of equipment that I found really helpful as an amateur. I've got plans to take some trips out to cities like Chicago, Indy, Madison, some good Midwest cities to go cycling around, check out their bike paths, check out stuff like that. So the channel is going to be a lot more than just this 36 for 36 challenge. I just happened to start the channel at the same time that I wanted to do this challenge. That being said, I thought it would be a good idea to share with you guys some stuff that I've learned over the last 17 days or so. The first is obvious, and it's that having a schedule makes consistency very easy. If I had to rely on my willpower every single day to get up and get on the bike, I would be riding probably about a third of what I'm riding right now. There's just no way. I would find excuses, either good ones like my day got really busy, or bad ones like I like Netflix and pizza more than cycling sometimes. There have been some days where I've had to get my miles in at 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night. And I'm fortunate that where I live in Northwest Indiana is still in the Eastern time zone, but we're all the way west basically. So we get like 35 or 45 minutes extra of sunlight every night. It's one of the very best parts about living here. I think it's just obvious that human beings thrive when they have a schedule, when they have consistency, when they have order. And so I'm really thankful for this challenge because it has forced me to get out on the bike every single day. My advice to you, if you're a new cyclist and you're finding it hard at the end of your day or the beginning of your day to fit cycling in, is to make a schedule. Look at the next 2 weeks and maybe for 2 or 3 days a week, put down a time that you're gonna bike and block it out. You don't have to do every day. In fact, I'd advise against that if you're just starting out. But yeah, give yourself 2 or 3 days a week. As far as consistency goes, another thing I found that surprises me is that I'm enjoying riding the same routes several times a week. I thought I would get pretty bored and I would be looking for new places to ride all the time. One of the big benefits of riding the same routes over and over is that they can act as benchmarks for your fitness. So let's say I ride a route on Monday and my average speed is 18 miles an hour or something like that. And then I ride the same route on Wednesday and I see that my average speed is about 20 miles an hour. Well, that's not gonna happen, Josh. While I'm out riding, I'm always riding with my bike computer. I've got a Wahoo Bolt, and this keeps up with not only my speed, but my cadence, my heartbeat, and then it of course maps out with GPS my route. The nice thing about having data for the same route is that I can see if I'm getting more physically fit or not. I can see whether I'm getting faster. After each ride, I upload all of my data from my bike computer up to an app and a website called Strava that's really popular among cyclists and runners. Strava takes all of this data and analyzes it for me, maps out my journey for me, helps me plan different rides. It's super, super helpful if you're getting into cycling. The second thing I've learned is that sleep and nutrition are massively important. Before I started doing this challenge, I was cycling maybe 2 to 4 days a week. I would do a couple sessions of Sufferfest trainings on my trainer indoors, and then on Saturdays I would get out for a ride of 40, 50, 60, up to 80 miles. But because I was spacing out my rides and I wasn't cycling back to back, I think I was able to kind of cheat a little bit with respect to recovery. I was able to ignore my sleep and ignore my nutrition ignore probably isn't the right word. I eat well enough, but I wasn't being intentional in my nutrition. And now I'm thinking a lot more about making sure I get enough carbs and just putting healthy, good things into my body so that I'm well fueled. On days that I haven't slept well or I didn't eat well the day previous, I'm really sluggish on the bike and I just don't enjoy it as much. If I have to translate this into advice for you guys, I mean, I'm not a sports nutritionist, but make sure that you're getting good, healthy things into your body if you're trying to exercise regularly. It seems obvious. Carbs are especially important in cycling though. And not only is eating off the bike important, but eating on the bike is important. And so if I'm gonna be on a ride of an hour and a half or 2 hours or more, I always pack like a fruit and nut bar that's high in carbs, just whatever is high in carbs. Some Cliff bars are like that. You don't really need protein while you're out doing this, and so you can avoid the bars that are high in protein and lots of other things. You're basically just looking for the most efficient way to get carbs into your body so that you don't hit the wall. The third thing I've experienced is really that mindset is everything in cycling. It's a very physically taxing sport, but it's also a very mentally taxing sport. I've really enjoyed getting out every day, and the weather has been amazing. I've only had to do one day on the trainer. And most days I've been doing my rides in one straight shot. I just go out for an hour and a half, ride my 36 kilometers, and I'm done with it. There was a day last week where I thought I would get all of my miles in the kind of regular course of my life. It was a Saturday, and so I hopped on my bike and rode out to the western part of South Bend to grab some tacos for lunch with some buddies of mine. But that only got me about 4 miles. Then Bree and I went and cycled around campus, but by the end of that, I still didn't have my 22 miles for the day. And so I had to kind of break off and go do, I think maybe 5 or 6 miles. And for some reason, it was really hard. Like I didn't want to do the 5 or 6 miles. I realized it's because I had framed it as a chore. It was something I had to do instead of something I got to do. And once I adjusted my mindset, it was fine. The rest of the ride was easy. I knocked out the 5 to 7 miles, and it was no big deal. If you're going to be doing an activity like this, especially on the daily, it's really important to keep in touch with how you're thinking about it and how you're feeling about it. A lot of positive self-talk will get you through stuff like this. The last thing I've learned is that I need to buy more kit. I am doing laundry like mad. Like I said before, my usual riding weeks before this were 2 to 4 rides per week. I definitely have enough kit to cycle 4 times a week, and then I would just throw it in the wash. But now that I'm doing it every single day, I really need to up my game. I own several pairs of bib shorts that I got from Racmer, which is one of these Chinese brands that you can find on AliExpress. I know that these brands can be controversial sometimes because the quality can be a bit spotty, but I've actually had really good luck with Racmer. I'm also getting ready to order some shorts from theblackbibs.com. They're a company that makes really good quality cycling clothes that aren't overly expensive, and this is what I'm all about. So I'm gonna order a few pair of their shorts, and once I put them through a few rides, I'll do a review here on the channel. So those are a few of the things I've learned in these last 17 days. I'm really looking forward to finishing the challenge. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm seeing my fitness increasing way more than I thought it was going to. Now I'm gonna jump back on the bike, head home, edit this video, get it up on the YouTubes. If you've been enjoying my videos, please hit like and subscribe to the channel. This lets YouTube know that my videos are worth recommending. Also, if you have any questions whatsoever about cycling, please leave them down below in the comments, and I will answer them either in the comments or in a video.